The secret to a baby smooth complexion. Why is it important? If you have a great complexion, you're going to look more youthful and also healthy. Now, a lot of celebrities have their secrets.
Show, but I want you to hear it from Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
What is it?
Water.
Water.
Lots of water.
But today I'll share with you the real secrets of my celebrity patients who don't have a lot of time for downtime.
I'm just going to say it because I've heard this true, and your team said it was okay to mention it. You have never had plastic surgery.
No.
Isn't that unbelievable?
No. Why?
No?
No, I haven't had plastic surgery, although I've visited with plastic surgeons and gotten consultation.
Visited with plastic surgeons.
Lemon water. Lemon water, which I love. And so just take a lemon. I would notice I go like this with the lemon first to get the most juice out
I
of
thought
it.
you were nervous, but you weren't.
No, I'm softening the lemon.
So you have to go like that with the lemon first before it works. Now, if you buy all this cockamamie stuff, great, don't watch this video. But if you don't, and you want to know the real secrets that no one shares with you, let's dive in to the real stuff I'm giving you today. Today, let's talk skincare, lasers, things you can do at home, and a mask that I bet you have all the ingredients for in your kitchen now. You can use it tonight. So if you're like many of my patients, walking into my clinic, they'll say, Rajani, I have sag. My skin just looks dull. I look, quote unquote, older now. People don't recognize me. They just walk by me. And I can identify it down to one simple issue. And it may surprise you because people don't think of this, and that is the roughness of their skin. They've lost the smooth surface. But the thing is, when I say smooth, you might be thinking like my computer top, nice and smooth. It's not just that. It comes down to light reflection. If you look at this picture, you can see skin that's not quite smooth. It's what I call rough. But what you're seeing could be reds. You could see some veins or vessels on the skin surface. How about brown spots or melasma? The skin has an irregular tone or coloration. Another one is pore size, because a lot of people who have a little oilier skin, they look younger for longer, but then they have pores. That adds to it. So light reflection, light bouncing off the skin is going to deprive you of what many want. Dolphin skin, you even hear glass skin, but you don't have to have it that smooth, but I know that that's trending. Let's dive into the things you can do to get smoother skin. Smoother skin quickly. So today I'm going to explore 3 approaches to this problem. So one way to achieve smoother skin is by using specialized skin creams. These creams contain active ingredients that can help improve skin texture and appearance. Here's a few key ingredients you want to look for smooth skin. Number 1 here is retinoids, such as retinol. That's the most common one you might know. I like retinaldehyde. You might be on a prescription strength one or retinoic acid. Whichever one you can tolerate, that will work fine because it increases the cell turnover on the surface of the skin and thus reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And those fine lines and wrinkles can affect the light reflection. So retinol is key. Caveat here, you might get some purging. You have to overcome that. Watch my videos on retinol purging. Also keep in mind this is a longer term product, so you're going to get even more benefits over time, but it's not something that you're going to start right away and see the results within a week. Think 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, and then certainly long term, it plays a key role. A second beneficial ingredient I want you to look for is hyaluronic acid. This helps hydrate the skin. It plumps it up because that's what's smoothing the surface and the irregularities. When you find things that plump, that's going to give you your best results. And again, we're getting fine lines and wrinkles with these. Of course, the retinol that I mentioned before, that will help with some brown spots and skin tone as well. The third ingredient to consider is VOLUFILINE. Now this is a trademarked ingredient. It's the sarsapagonin extracted from the roots of an Asian plant. Namely, it's from China and Mongolia, I think originally, but it's an oil-soluble excipient and it promotes body volume and it has a cosmetic effect. People use it on the body, but I actually like it on the face as well. Again, we're looking for plumping and volume. You ever go to a humid climate and your face just looks a little plumper after a few days of being there? And then it looks smoother, it looks more glassy, it has more glow. That's what we're trying to get with our skincare ingredients. Now you're going to need a great finishing cream. This is going to hydrate. It's also going to shine on occasion, because some people like that shine of the dolphin and glass skin, but choose accordingly. They don't all do that. In my clinic, we use my Ultra Moisture. Comment below what your favorite is so we all learn. But here's the key. It needs to be non-comedogenic. And the reason is a lot of these ultra hydrating finishing creams, they contain a high content of oils, cold pressed seed oils. Now we can get away with lighter oils. They don't have to be the heavier ones, the thicker ones that you guys are going to say it's going to cause acne. They're going to be pro-comedogenic. No, because there's a lot of emollients within a skin cream product, we can get away with lighter oils. But that is going to be great for plumping, for giving that finishing surface. And remember I said light reflection, absolutely key. Let's talk IPL. Intense pulse light is a flash of broadband light. This will not smooth your surface per se. People will tell you this. I hear this from YouTubers all the time. No. IPL, they haven't obviously ever picked up an IPL in their life. IPL will not smooth your skin, but here's how it does smooth it in a sense. It improves light reflection because it's great for targeting browns. But here's where you get your reds, and of course you can get hair for hair removal, as long as there's color to the hair. So IPL is something to keep in mind for those vessels around the nose particularly, but rosacea, the whole face works well, even the upper lids. A lot of people treat eye rosacea now with it. Now don't fret, because if you prefer natural and more accessible methods, there are several home remedies that work very well. Let's explore a few. Number one, exfoliation is key, and that is removing dead skin cells. There's chemical and physical. But when you remove the dead layer, you get the smooth layer. You can use gentle exfoliating scrubs or a DIY remedy like a mixture of sugar and honey, and I'll give you that recipe in a moment. One product I use in my clinic is Revision's Finishing Touch. It has a product that's slightly abrasive that you can scrub on there. It removes dead, dull, and dehydrated surface cells from the skin with pretty fancy Polynesian volcanic black sand, silica. You know I did a whole video on silica that you eat. And of course, ultra-fine pumice for that immediate soft and smoothing appearance. But the other ingredients in there really smooths after you get the exfoliation from rubbing it in. So you leave it on and then you wash it off with kind of lukewarm water. I love it. It's a great soothing effect and smooths the skin almost immediately. Number two and number three, maybe we'll put them together, microblading and shaving. You can watch my videos on shaving. A lot of people had different reactions to that, but certainly shaving exfoliates the skin. A lot of people like microblading. So if you're doing those treatments at home, you're educated and you're willing to deal with a little bit of downtime and be very precautious with those, they can work very well for physical exfoliation. Brenda Blanco had a nice video on that. She does a great job of stuff like this. You can see a clip here. I'll put a link in the description below to her channel. Another effective home remedy is using a face mask. I like Korean K-Beauty face masks because they're soothing, they're gentle, and they're ultra hydrating. They work especially well after physical exfoliation. So that's how you want to use them. And remember, when you talk K-Beauty, in Korea, I visit there all the time. They are big proponents of gentle skincare. They're all about doing a lot of stuff all the time, but gently, nothing harsh. Like aggressive CO2s, aggressive RF microneedling. No. So when you talk K-Beauty home mask, do your physical exfoliation, follow up with one of those masks, and then often you'll have a lot of liquid left over from those masks, and you can use that on your body or just leave that on all night long. Amazing ingredients. Now let's turn to lasers and devices. These are very powerful tools to get beautiful glowing skin, but the problem is a lot of people on YouTube, social media, and where you're getting your information from, they don't even use these lasers in real practice or devices. And until you treat 100, 200, 1,000 patients, it's really hard to give advice on these because they can harm people. All great devices need to get to levels at which damage can be done to the skin, because that's essentially what you're doing. So please get your information from practitioners who are practicing, because there's so much erroneous information. So these are more intensive and often they're deeper, in many cases longer term results. Laser treatments are a popular option, no doubt. People always look for the least expensive option. Often you're not getting real lasers. Most of these things cost a practice like mine $200,000 to $300,000 to purchase. And as you go lower in prices, you're getting knockoff devices. What happens are the levels when you're firing that laser can vary. And one little hit on your face with a variable laser level, and that equals a burn, and a burn can equal a scar, and if nothing else, a lot of downtime to heal 1 or 2 or 3 areas, or you get what we call striping, where you get areas of different energy that hits, and you get dark light, dark light, dark light, and you get striping. It looks terrible. So in many cases, you do get what you pay for. Find an expert. Okay, let's start with fractional laser resurfacing. Notice I said resurfacing. All fractional means is that we're treating a portion of the skin and we're leaving a portion untreated, so you get faster healing. And fractional lasers really became popularized around 2008 or so. So when you talk fractional lasers, there are many in different wavelengths depending on what you're going to target. Let's talk browns, irregularities, and acne scars first. You may hear of things like the halo, the fraxel, the pixel. A halo is like a 2940 nanometer. There's many fraxels. There's Fraxel Restore, Repair, there's a CO2, so it gets confusing. But the most common one for resurfacing would be called like a Fraxel Dual. That had the original 1550 nanometer plus the new 1929 wavelength, and that gets more browns and even some reds. Pixel is like a 2940. The key here, there are many different ones from all companies, so I don't want you to get hung up on that. What I want you to think about is when you go for your consult, do they do hundreds of these? And lighter skin types are easier. So if someone's not using their brain and they're giving you settings for what we call skin type 1, 2, 3, the lighter skin types, and then someone like me, a skin type 4 walks in and they're not thinking, that equals a burn. So it's so key who you see. But these are fractional lasers that target water. If you want to talk CO2, there's a lot more downtime. So I would leave this out of that equation just for smooth skin. I think those other wavelengths that I talked about are just fine. Before we get into your DIY mask, let's talk fractionated RF. RF is radio frequency. When you guys hear that, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fat loss. Not with these, because these are surface treatments. I'm thinking Biora has a VFR, Syneron has an E matrix. Alma has a nice one, plasma RF. I have that in my office too. It's like a roller application. It's not like a plasma pen, but a plasma RF. Really nice, quick results. But these leave little electrical burns, if you will, and around that is normal tissue, and so you get healing. I can adjust it to go very deep and cover the whole face, so 100% coverage, or I can come down to like 15 to 30% depending on your downtime, your skin type, your skin color, and if you have a history of melasma, if you have a history of hyperpigmentation, I would adjust the settings accordingly. More doesn't mean better, but yes, the more aggressive you have and you can take for downtime, likely more smoothing you're going to get. So if you're looking for smooth surface, yes, higher levels in general lead to better results, but more downtime and more side effects. So that's fractionated RF you should know about. Keep in mind, laser treatments are going to require several sessions. If you don't have a lot of damage, you're fairly smooth to begin with, you don't have a lot of reds and browns, certainly you might get away with 1 or 2. But if you have a lot more damage, or you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you're going to need a series of, think, 4 to 5, because we can adjust the levels as we get used to your skin, your safety. However, then you just need 1 a year to maintain, especially if you do good skincare. So as you start, you want to think of a package. Remember, laser treatments are the #1 cause of lawsuits to med spas and clinics. Shows you how powerful they are and how damaging they could be in the wrong hands. Okay, now here's a DIY scrub that you're going to love. It's a sugar and honey scrub, so you'll have everything at home. What you're going to do, you get a small bowl, you want to combine the granulated sugar and the honey together. Gently mix it until they form a thick, kind of a grainy paste. You definitely want it grainy because that's what's going to physically exfoliate. Wet your face with warm water. You can cleanse it, and that prepares the skin for the exfoliation. Apply the sugar and honey scrub to your face, and then just in gentle circular motions, you're going to use the abrasiveness. Yet remember, honey is an antifungal. also an antibacterial. So that's the benefit and the beauty of this combination. So as you massage that, consider it 1 to 2 minutes. If you have thicker skin or oilier skin, 4 to 5. And if you see rough or dry patches, you can spend a little more time there. And now wash off with just lukewarm water. Now you're gonna wanna watch this video on 4 supplements for skin glow and tightening. Stay tuned, keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.